girls, we're back at it on this great Thursday. I want to go ahead and show you the parent letter so that you guys are getting used to the routine of how reading and writing is going to go for this month of May. I've been so impressed with all the pictures you guys have been sending, so keep them coming. It's just a little bit each day, so they did a really great job at pacing it so that you're not going to be too overwhelmed. Just to remind you, we are now on day 3, which is Thursday, May 7th. And we're going to be doing the I Ready Reading Section 1, Lesson 3, and the Writing Entry 2, Part 1. So let's go ahead and let's pull up our reading today so that you can see Section 1, Lesson 3. And what we're going to be on is we're going to be on this page that shows a growing nation. History, Adventures of the Growing Nation. Now, this story connects to our lesson from yesterday. So I'm going to pull up an anchor chart so that we can just remind our brains about what we're going to be learning today. So we've been talking about sequencing in a story and how it's so important, especially in a historical story, that we as readers pay attention to the order in which things are told. That will help our understanding of when things happened, what events took place, why they're important. And so as a reader, we're constantly paying attention and we're noticing and we're noting when we see those clue words. So if you see something like first, next, then, finally, after, you need to highlight it, underline it, so that you know that that is sequence we're talking about, okay? Because that's going to help you answer the questions later on. So let's take a peek at the story. The genre, look, it's history text. So it's about something in history, which is real. So this is going to be very important that we pay attention to dates and we notice and note when we notice those or read those sequencing words. So the story looks like it is 5 paragraphs long, and they've even told you to underline signal words. Look at that. They want you to underline as we read. And the only page we're going to be doing today is we're going to be answering this graphic organizer about what happened after the United States bought land from France. So what happened after? Okay, that's really important. After, that's going to be the question we're going to be thinking about. And then for this graphic organizer, we have to reread the text and find out the events of Lewis and Clark's journey. List them in a graphic organizer. So this is their exploration. What happened first? The winter of 1803. If I see this, I'm going to highlight this. May of 1804, same thing. November of 1805, and September of 1806. So when I see these dates, you better believe it, I'm going to take some note of what's happening because that is so important. All right, so that's going to be our goal for today. So let's go ahead and let's look at the story together. I'm going to read this with you. Now, if for some reason you just want to read it by yourself, that is awesome. I love it. You can pause me, you can fast forward me so that you can read it on your own. But if not, go ahead and follow along with me. Here we go. Paragraph 1. Imagine that in one day our country doubled in size. That's what happened to the United States in 1803. President Thomas Jefferson asked France to sell the United States a vast area of land. Overnight, America added more than 828,000 square miles of land west of the Mississippi River. This is known as the Louisiana Purchase. So I'm going to pause because look at this map that you see. So here is where the United States used to be. It's this gray area. And Thomas Jefferson he asked France to sell everything west of the Mississippi River. So I know it's kind of small, but this is Mississippi River. And think about your compass rose. Never eat soggy waffles. So everything west, this is what he bought. It's known as the Louisiana Purchase. Now you can see here, this is Spanish territory. That's something different. Just look at this Louisiana area. And this looks like the route of Lewis and Clark. Route means how they traveled. All right, I need to pay attention to this date though because it says winter of 1803 because I saw the date 1803. Now, it doesn't say anything about winter, so I'm going to wait for a second because remember that graphic organizer had to do with Lewis and Clark, not Thomas Jefferson. So let's keep on reading. Paragraph 2. Jefferson wanted to know the fastest way across the new land. At the time, there were no maps of the whole country. Jefferson asked Meriwether Lewis to explore the area. Lewis was an army captain whom Jefferson trusted. Lewis chose another soldier, William Clark, to help him lead the party. To get ready, they had a large boat built. The boat took the men down the Ohio River. Then they built a base camp near St. Louis, Missouri. They spent the winter of 1803 there. Hey, winter of 1803. Gonna highlight that so I don't forget. Finally, on May 14th, 1804, Lewis and Clark began their famous trip into the new territory. 50 men went with them. So you get what's happening? Thomas Jefferson, he purchases land from France, and then he says, hey, I'm going to need someone to go explore. I'm going to need someone to make sure that the area is good to go. I need someone to do all of the work that I can't do because he was busy. He says he was the president. He was busy being the president at the time, so he can't go on a big adventure. So they say, absolutely. Meriwether Lewis goes, all right. So he goes to St. Louis, and they start getting like a base, a camp base, so that they can get ready to explore. And it's pretty cool here. Lewis picked another person to go with him. He picked a guy named William Clark. So that's where we hear that you might have heard their names before, Lewis and Clark. That's where this happened. All right. So they built their big boat and they're finally ready. Was that a date? Let me check. Oh, May of 1804. Sure is. That's a date I need to remember. Let me highlight that. Okay. They traveled for over 18 months. Finally, the group made it to the Pacific Ocean. On November 7th, 1805, Clark wrote, "Ocean in view! Oh, the joy!" The group spent a long, cold winter near the ocean. Then they began the trip back home in March of 1806. Lewis and Clark arrived in St. Louis in September 1806. They were greeted with a big party. A century later, in 1904, the World's Fair was held in St. Louis. People honored Lewis and Clark's journey at the fair. Let me make sure I get my other dates. We need May of 1804. We got it. We need November. And we need September. 05 and 06. So November. And my last one was September. You see how I'm keeping track of things in sequence? So as a reader, now I just have to go back and see 1803, May of 1804, November of 1805, and September of 1806. All right, so they made the trip. So if you notice, this is their route. They traveled, and then they were this is the Pacific Ocean on this coast. And then they traveled back home, and there was a big celebration for them. So now we can work on this graphic organizer. So the first thing that happened, President Jefferson asks Meriwether Lewis to explore the new land. That's what happened at first. He asks Mr. Lewis to help. Well, in the winter of 1803, what happens? If you don't know, let's go back and look in the text. Okay, I flipped back for a second. Did not mean to do that. Okay, so if you go back to the text, like I was just saying, you're going to see in the winter of 1803, what did they do? They built a base camp in St. Louis, Missouri, and they spent the winter there. They spent the whole winter at this base camp in St. Louis, Missouri. Now, let's look at one more together. In May of 1804, we can go back and find it. It says, finally, on May 14th, 1804, what did they do? Lewis and Clark began their famous trip into the new territory. 50 men went with them. So that's going to be a nice one. They began their big trip. So I'm going to put Lewis and Clark began their big trip. They took 50 men with them, right? They took 50 men with them, and it's always good once you write to recheck your work to make sure you didn't, oh, I spelled Lewis wrong. I put a different kind of Lewis. They began their famous trip. So I'm going to make this the right Lewis. Began their big trip. I'm going to put famous instead. Their famous trip. They took 50 men with them. All right, now you guys need to finish November 1805 and September 1806. All right, so finish these next two, and then that is it. You don't need to worry about this right here. We're going to do this part tomorrow. So just stop once you get these two done. Okay, now we just finished the reading, but now we got to flip to the writing. So in your writing today, we're going to be on journal entry number 2. Okay, so we did a journal 2 days ago. So now we're on our next journal. So let's take a peek at this. All right, here's what the question says. You have new neighbors. Help them learn the area. Make a list of your favorite places to visit. Write down the address of each place. Don't forget to include important places like your school. Use the internet to find the addresses if you don't know them. All right, so this one's kind of fun. It helps you think about if you were to get new neighbors right next door to you, what would you tell them? Where should they go visit? Where should they go? Now, let's say you live far away from school right now. That's okay. You could still say, come see my school. Here is my school. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you, so you don't have to use the internet. You already know the address of William McKinley. So if you have new neighbors, make a list of your favorite places to visit. So I'm going to make a list. My favorite places to visit. All right, I'm going to put school. My school. And the address of William McKinley. School 39. Here's what this school address is. 1733 Span Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana 46203. That is our school address. So my favorite place to visit is my school. And my school, I'll do a bullet point here. That is our school address. Now, what's another place that you love to visit? Now, I don't know about you, but I love ice cream, so I love to visit the local Dairy Queen. Now, I don't know what the Dairy Queen address is. I could always look it up, and you might be able to do that too, so go ahead and look it up if you have that information. But I know about the area, and I know it's at the corner of like the end of the road of our school, which that street's called Fletcher Avenue. So I'm just going to put the end of Fletcher Avenue. I'm going to put it's really close to school. Right? It's really close. I don't know the exact address, but I know about where it's at. So I want you guys to try to come up with at least, let's say, let me look at this paper. I'm going to say let's come up with 3 places, 3 or 4, that you think your neighbors should know how to get to. All right? I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. This is just something fun. They're trying to get you to write every day, and I want to see your writing too because you guys are amazing writers. All right, everybody, send me those pictures, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya!